it's the main topic is exactly that, the study of communities who are modeling very important topics now for public policy and different public stakes, and the different topics are climate change, modeling economic problems in climate change, agriculture and food security, energy, and also resilience. So that are the main topics of the 4 lectures. These areas, these topics raised a lot of problems which are more and more urgent, important for populations. We have the experience, very recent experience of problems of hurricanes, of things like that, or of disasters, but also for the future to secure some questions and to interact with public policy on these subjects.
My work was on sociology of energy policy making, with a special focus on models, energy scenarios, and the way they influence, interact with, impact energy policy. So my work applies a basic finding of sociology of science to energy policy. And this basic finding or intuition is that ways of knowing energy policy are intrinsically linked to ways of acting on energy policy. And one object which is of interest in that context are energy models. Energy models are stylized, formalized ways of representing energy systems, usually in mathematic terms, which imply different disciplines like economics or engineering, and which represent energy systems and are used then to inform policymaking or public debate on the different options that are available. And of course, these objects are very important today because we face many challenges in energy policy, like the questions of climate change, nuclear phase-out in Germany and in other countries. And so politicians want to know if they want to achieve a certain objective, and that is where they use knowledge produced by energy models. And so what I'm trying to do with my research is to look at how the production of this knowledge about energy systems influences the ways we act on in energy policy. And I'm doing this by through a historical study of both energy policy making and energy modeling in Germany and France, looking especially on a crucial moment, which is the 70s, because the 70s is at the same time a moment where energy policy has been very much unsettled. We had the oil price shocks, nuclear power and contestation against nuclear power, etc. But where also you have new forms of energy modeling that are developing. And so I'm looking at the genealogy of these new practices of knowing and of acting on energy policy.
I am Sam Randalls, lecturer in geography at University College London. I work on climate and business, in particular looking at how businesses manage weather and climate risks, both historically and in the present day, and in areas like modelling and future prediction and resilience. Resilience for many has meant the end of security. So the idea being that we can no longer predict and prevent events, all we can do is react to them. But what I think is interesting about resilience is that even if we are only reacting to events, we still want to be able to predict our reaction. So we still want to know what will happen if an earthquake strikes. What will people do? How will it affect things? So in my paper, I'll be contrasting psychology and disaster risk reduction. So in psychology, the interest is in preventing people having mental health crises in the event of a disaster happening. For disaster risk reduction, it's a case of how do we know that we've invested money to enhance resilience to an event that might only happen 1 in every 500 years? How can you predict that you've done enough to be prepared for that event?